Good evening and welcome to Manning Field as we're getting set for senior night for Lynn English, Lynn Glasgow Boys Greater Boston League Soccer. Glasgow Boys being introduced. Donovan Barrios. Greeted by his coach, Eric Moreno.
Senior, number 14, David France, Jr., Aurora.
David France, Jr., Leroy. English at the other end getting set. They have 4. It's a fairly young team, I think, for Glasgow. No, that's all. There are only 2. We mentioned very young. Danny Lopez. So fairly young teams for both. Axel Velasquez. Gifts being given. Balloons. Diego Aravalo. Those are the 4 seniors, along with the 2 seniors for Glasgow. So now they'll pictures taken, and they'll get ready to start the 3rd soccer game of the night. English Glasgow girls winning 7-0. Kip and Tech girls battling to a 0-0 tie. And English Glasgow boys will finish the night. They'll warm up a little bit, and we'll get to the 3rd game of the night, and what I call Thanksgiving in October when English and Glasgow play. So we'll be right back with the start of the soccer game. Welcome back as we're underway. I missed one of the English seniors, Vincent Ajayafor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ajayafor. So we're just about set. And again, if you want to win one game during the season, this is the game you want to win. English and Glasgow. They tied in the City Series. English beat them the last time in the regular season. So Glasgow will look to tie it up. And they'll also look for their first win of the season. They've lost some very tough games. They're very young. And it's unusual to see Glasgow in white And it's almost impossible to pick up the numbers on their back because they are extremely light. Even with the young man right down in front of me, it's hard to pick up his number. It's all white and it's very light gold number. So from a distance, virtually impossible to pick up the classical numbers. English in irregular. Maroon. Skips past. I was going to try and get a foot on, couldn't. It got knocked away by Lopez. So we're finally into the final game. Kip and Lintec girls were supposed to play at 3:45. It didn't start till almost 4:30, and that set everybody back. This is just about 8 o'clock start. It's supposed to start at 7:15. Substitution right away for English. Glasgow trying to knock it deep. They knocked it too deep. It's going to go out of play. Crowd still pretty good, hanging around on a late Tuesday night. English will make a couple more substitutions. Haskell heads it back. Heads it again. And tip to the middle. And just trying to get started. It's broken up and goes out. Haskell quickly puts it in play, and it goes out off Classical. Haskell's been near the top of the league and won the league, the Greater Boston League, since coming in. This is a rebuilding year for them. Lopez pushing it up and gets run over and knocked down, and English will get a free kick. They only had 2 seniors, so obviously everybody back next year. And it's a tough league, the Greater Boston League. They don't like it ranking-wise as it's headed to the net. And Alvarez is there to knock it away. McCarty with it. A little behind the back to Liccardi. A little behind the back action was Eric Cepeda. Now Cepeda pops it up. Haskell knocks it back. And Cepeda got a head on it. I guess it's Cepeda. Haskell. Liccardi blocked it. English comes away with it. And they knock it deep. Haskell keeps it alive. And English breaks it up starts it back. They knock it deep, looking for a break. English gets by. Can't get the shot off. They try to center it. Classical blocked it. English will get a corner kick. Was a step and a half away from breaking in, and when he tried to turn the corner, Classical got a piece and knocked it out, and the corner kick will come from the far side. That might have been Abdurrahman. Skips by everybody. They tip it ahead. Classical with it. They get by the defense, trying to center it. Did they call Classical offside? They come up in front of the net, got a foot on it. Classical's coming up like they got a corner kick. And there was contact before at the point of the kick. So Classical's getting a free kick from a tough angle, headed away by English. Licardi knocks it away. Skips past Licardi. Classical keeps it in the zone. Down deep, and we got a collision. English and Classical players both went down. I think they're going to give Classical a free kick right at the goal line to the near side. Tough angle. They kick it there. Classical got a head on it and knocked it over the net. They got what they wanted. They got a piece of it out in front, but it went over the net and out of play. Popped up. Classical keeping it in the English end. English takes it away. Pop deep. English with it. Contact all over the place, right in front of the official. English knocked it. Bodies go down. I think they're calling it off Classical and going to give English another corner kick. Up out in front by everybody. Classical pushing it up. They lost it. Taken away by Lopez. Classical takes it back. To Lopez. Knocked away from him. And it goes out off Classical. I think it went off Chacon. Cepeda with the throw in. And we get contact against Classical. I think they called it against Arriaga. And Cepeda will take the kick. Just inside the 25-yard line from an angle. Out in front, Classical heads it away. English breaks it up. And he break it up again. And Classical got knocked down. He's up quickly, thank goodness. Nobody hurt. They'll get the free kick. Vargas takes the kick. Glasgow went down, and he didn't blow the whistle. It was almost like, hold on. And then a couple of seconds later, they blew the whistle and going to give Glasgow a free kick. Pushed it back just inside the 40. Pop it, looking for the net. Glasgow got a foot on it. Glasgow got another foot on it, but didn't get a lot on it, and just tapped it. Cardona was able to grab it and hold on. He'll kick it away. It was out in front, and they just got a slight tap. And Cardona was able to hold on to. Pass picked off. Trying to get it to the near side. And Lopez couldn't keep it in. Looking to get around, broken up nicely by Liccardi. And he knocks it deep to the far side. Glasgow keeps it in. English looking for it. Glasgow knocks it away. Glasgow gets it right back in the English end. They almost gave it away, trying to get around. Rather than kick it upfield, they tried to take it around, and Glasgow almost took it away. If they did, they would have went one-on-one with the goaltender. Danny Lopez pushing it up. Trying to give it back. That was Hamilton Lopez. We always mention his. Hamilton Gomez Lopez, Danny Lopez, Alfredo Pablo Lopez, Luis Angel Lopez. And we got a Glasgow player down. He was down, now he's sitting up. Let's hope he's going to be okay. And he's walking out under his own steam. Seems to be fine. We're thankful for that. English makes a couple of substitutions. Just about 13 minutes in to this first half. No score. English and Glasgow has Liccardi looking to push it up. English trying to center it, got deflected. And Glasgow takes it back the other way. Pass a little bit behind the intended receiver. Wound up with Coelho. Coelho gets it back. Couple of shifts, trying to knock it deep. Classical's there to break it up and knock it away. Classical knocked it off English. He knocked it deep. Takes a big hop. English gets a head on it. Overran it, but they get it back. Take it to Coelho down the near side. Gets it back. Back checking by Classical. Took it away. I think that was Medina. They pop it to the net. Cardona plays it on a hop, and he'll kick it away. And he kicks it way up in the air. Classical tips it by again. English knocks it away and knocks it out. English just took it away. And Classical just took it back. Tipping it down the far side. Classical trying to get there, couldn't, but they knocked it off English. And Classical will get a corner kick. They get a head on it and knocked it right into the lap of Cardona, who made the save. Trying to read the numbers. I mentions. I wish they had their other uniforms on. These are almost impossible to read the numbers. I think that last little tap header that Cardona made the save on, I think it was Mejia. I think he's the same one that got that little tap almost with his knee that knocked it right into the lap of Cardona. So he's had a couple of chances. Behind the back to Cepeda. Tried to knock it deep. It got broken up by Classical's defense. McCarty has it taken away. And bodies go down. No call. Coelho squeezes through a couple of defenders. Still with it. Finally gives it up to Cepeda. Nice little shift there. And we got a knockdown. Bodies go down. It looked like English got the worst of it, getting knocked down. They're going to give Classical a free kick. Coelho with it. Gets it to Danny Lopez. Giving it back to Coelho. Cepeda Lacardi. They knock it deep to the net. Morales was on top. They give it a free kick. I didn't see what that was. I thought that Alvarez fielded it, but there was contact out in front. They got a very quick free kick, and Classical was able to keep it away from the net. Skips right by everybody. Coelho was trying to hit Morales. Actually, it was Pablo Lopez he was trying to hit. Here comes Lacardi. Popping it up. Pablo Lopez. Wants it to get knocked away. Into the English bench area. Off Classical. Cepeda trying to knock it deep. Blocked. Classical gets it up. To the near side, trying to get around. He gets double teamed and they block it. It was Lacardi got a piece of that pass. They try to center it. Classical trying to keep it alive. They shanked it off. It's going to go to the far side. Classical was able to get there and save it. Shot. Got it on the net. Cardona had to make the diving hand save. Knocked it out. And Classical's going to get a corner kick. And before we do that, we're just under 19 minutes left. Just past the halfway mark of this first half. Score is 0-0. We're going to get a timeout. Bodies go down again. Bodies go down again in this non-contact sport. They kick it deep upfield. Chacon trying to get around. Still has it. Still has it. Finally had it knocked away. And they're going to get English, I think, for a grab. They reached out with the hand and got a piece of the player. And they're going to, Clausen's going to get a kick from around the 15-yard line. Not much, a little bit of an angle. I think it's Chacon taking it. English sets up that picket fence. They're not quite back the 10 yards they're supposed to be. They drill it. And diving and making the save was Cardona. A line shot inside the near post. Cardona diving made the save and keeps it 0-0, and he booms it past midfield. Classical takes it right back. Trying to tip it to the far side. You break it up, take it away, and you go all the way back to the back side. He finally knocked it away from Medina. And now the pass is picked off. Coelho reached out. Luckily, he didn't get a piece. He was reaching out with his hand to grab a piece of shirt, I think. That's all he could get. But luckily he didn't get it, so no call. It skips right by. And Classical knocks it back deep again. It's been down the English end more often than not. They knock it very deep. A foot race. The English got there and by and knocked it by. Classical was looking to go get it. And English flying upfield. Was that Pablo Lopez? It was Pablo Lopez. He went high in the air and swung and missed and wound down on the turf. And we got English with a grab. And somebody's got to get the soccer ball. Still 0-0 here. These young guys know each other well. Now that it's no longer Eastland and Westland, they could even be neighbors going to two different schools. They may play with or against each other in soccer during the summer, AAU. Classical goes down, English taking it away, pushing it up. Classical breaks it up. McCarty breaks it up. Knocks it deep, we got another foot race. Alvarez gets there first. And he line drives it to midfield. A little over the head kick by Chacon, looking to go get it. He ran over the English player and got taken down. It went off the English player out of play. And with the takedown of Chacon, I thought they were going to give him a free kick, but it's going to be from a throw-in. Be hard to call on either player then because both were going for the ball. Classical player goes down, the ball goes out off Classical. And we're going to couple of substitutions for the Bulldogs. Cardona will kick it away. Substitutions for both teams. Eric Moreno, the head guy for Classical, has done a terrific job. This is sort of a rebuilding year for him. He's in that tough league and he's lost a lot of very tough games, but he's got a good crew coming back. On the other side, Valdrum Hamajli has done an outstanding job with English. They have won a couple, and they've been in very tough games. And both teams very young. As you saw prior to the game with senior night, English only had 4 seniors. Classical only had 2. Free kick coming. Just outside the 20-yard line from an angle. They get it up, slicing it out. Glasgow got a foot on it, knocked it away. It goes out, and Cardona will kick it away. And it goes out of play. McCarty popped it by the defenders, but Glasgow picked it off. English gets it back. They get it to the middle. Danny Lopez keeps it alive. Knocks it deep. Off English. And it's going to go out of play. It was Galvez that got it to Lopez in the middle. And passed just too far ahead. McCarty with it. Battling going on, bodies go down, English comes away with it. Looking to kick it deep. And got knocked out, I think, by Glasgow. They were looking for Albanos. English will get the throw in down deep as we've got 10 minutes and counting left in this scoreless first half. Glasgow girls broke a 0-0 tie midway through the first half. Got opened up a 5-0 lead. They wound up winning 7-0 over the Glasgow girls. And Glasgow knocks it out. English squeezes through a couple of defenders. They knock it to the middle, bounce right over the foot of Ali. Ali is usually back playing defense. Glasgow coming back. So back and forth we go. Alvarez in net for Glasgow really hasn't been tested. Cardona had to make a couple of saves. Danny Lopez boots it ahead. Broken up nicely by the defense. I think that was Barrios. Glasgow got a foot on it. Knocked it away. Bodies go down. They're going to get Glasgow for the takedown. English will get the kick, almost like a corner kick. Licardi will take it right around the 5-yard line from a tough angle over on the far side. Coelho got a body on it, but it couldn't knock it to the net. He knocked it back upfield. Out off English. English looking for the shot. They got it, but they hooked it wide right and out of play. Substitution for English. Alvarez will kick it away. And he kicks it out of play. So back and forth we go. 0-0. And nobody's really had what you call a legitimate scoring chance. The goalies haven't had to make any difficult saves. Cardona caught a couple from long distance as Chacona's broken up. Trying to get it back, he knocks it out. He was trying to knock it deep. Walking in, throwing it across, terrific save by Cardona. Great passing. They got it out in front. I think that was Mejia again. They passed it out in front. They one-timed it, and Cardona made a tremendous save. Free kick coming just about midfield for Glasgow. And we just go back and forth, back and forth. People trying to get legitimate scoring chances. Glasgow just had one that Cardona made a tremendous save on. And that's as close as anybody has come to scoring. And Cardona winds up with the ball. He'll kick it away. Slices it high and off to the near side. Didn't go very far. Licardi with it. Glasgow breaks it up. Vargas doing the honors. English taking it away. And got knocked into the English bench area. And knocked in by Glasgow, so English gets the throw in. They knock it too deep, it's going to go out of play. Glasgow knocks it to the far side. English breaks it up. Glasgow takes it out of the pack. Licardi breaks it up. They tip it to Licardi, pushing it up. Down the middle with a rush. Takes the shot from long range. Alvarez actually fell down, but lucky for Glasgow, the ball was wide right and went out of play, and we're down to the final 2 minutes. So the clock is off. Out in front, there's the defense knocking it away. Classical gets it back. They get pushed to the far side, and Liccardi takes it away and knocks it upfield. And English will knock it away. Skips past Liccardi. From long range, they knock it. It's going to go wide left. Cardona will field it, punch it away. Danny Lopez trying to knock it deep. It got picked off. He was trying to send Gomez Lopez in. They give it back to Liccardi. Can't be a lot of time left. English trying to get possession. And that's Pablo Lopez. He did a dive. I don't know if he got tripped or he went over the top, but he went flying over a body and landed on the turf as they knock it away and out of play. Waiting for the whistle to end this first half. And there it is. He must have heard me. So we started even on this, as I call it, Thanksgiving in October with English and Classical. And at the end of the first half, we're still even. English nothing, Classical nothing at halftime. Welcome back here on senior night between English and Classical boys. And we've cut it down to a half. 0-0 the score here as we start the second half. Classical had a little bit the better of it in the first half. They had a couple of shots, one great save by Cardona for English, kept it 0-0. Alvarez for Classical really didn't have to make any monumental saves. We got a whistle for something. Contact someplace. Liccardi will take the kick from the 30-yard line. A little bit of an angle. This is going to put the two parts of the Classical picket fence a little further back. And kick goes wide left as bodies hit the turf. Cardona will kick it away. Excuse me, Alvarez will kick it away. They knock it to the net. Shot hopping it was Alvarez. Off the kick from Danny Lopez. He boots it past midfield, bounces even further. And they step in, kick it out. And Pablo Lopez was set to put it in play. They said, no, it's going to Classical. headed away. And knocking it deep was a volley. Lacardi pushes it up. English with a long, deep pass. They get there, but they slice it. On the run, the ball bouncing. They got a foot on it and couldn't flatten it out. And they got under it, kicked it high, wide, and way out of play off to the right. Very late night here at Manning Field with that first game, as we have a classical player down that I didn't see. The first game, Lynn Tech and Kip girls started about 40 minutes late. I think that's Mahia limping off. And that set everybody back. And of course, being senior night, they had presentations before each game. Classical girls defeating English girls 7-0, and then presenting seniors. Luckily, there were only 6 seniors between these two teams, very young teams. But that set everything back. So this game, 7:15, didn't get started until almost 8 o'clock. Usually by 8 o'clock, we're in the second half of the last game. And instead, we were just about starting. The crowd has dwindled a little bit, but there's still a pretty good sized crowd. English lost it out of bounds, trying to get around. Trying to get loose and kick it out in front. Had it rolled off the foot and out of play. Haskell trying to save it, sliding and knocking it out was Flores. Here's Flores again. Just got knocked away from Pablo Lopez. Quickly in play. English trying to center it. Katie Lopez got it out on top of the net. battling going on. Everybody trying to get a piece. Finally gets knocked out. English will get the throw in. We mentioned Glasgow's trying to, they would love to get their first win, and if you're going to get one win, it has to be against your Thanksgiving Day rival. But English tied them in the City Series, the last regular season game. English won it. Now Glasgow walking in, and a great save again by Cardona. And if he leaves any kind of a rebound, I don't know if it was, might have been Corral or Chacon, who was right behind him. And if he just makes the save and tips it, Glasgow's going to have an open net. But he dove on it, made another great save. He's had an outstanding game. They knock it deep. English will get there and knock it out. English knocks it out again. Now they're calling it. Well, I thought English was going to throw it in. I thought it was off English. Glasgow tips it to the middle. Liccardi with a cross body block took a body down and knocks it deep. And Glasgow, they let it go. They didn't realize there was an English player right behind them. They were going to let it go. Glasgow was going to let it go to Alvarez. And it almost cost him. They almost gave it away. And we've got a whistle that went out. So Cardona's been the story for English, making 3 outstanding saves to keep it 0-0. Try to knock it deep. It got broken up by Ovali. Ovali's had a good year defensively for English. As I mentioned, they've won a couple of games, but they've had a few really tough losses. Coach Hamazli has done a very nice job. Glasgow overran it, and when they overran it, it went out of play. That was Arriaga. They knocked it deep. Glasgow knocked it by. It's a foot race, and they block off. I don't know if it was Corral or Chacon. They blocked them off long enough so that Alvarez could come out and get the ball and kick it away. English taking it away. Battling going on as it goes out of play. And he gave it to Glasgow. English didn't like it. He slammed the ball. If this was basketball, he would have got a technical. Down deep. Glasgow with it. They get around. They tip it ahead, but there was nobody there. Liccardi picked that pass off easily. Back to Liccardi. They give it back to Flores. Danny Lopez pushes it up. And Glasgow let it go out of play. Zero in this battle of these city enemies in English, Link Classical, as I like to call it, Thanksgiving in October. This is the last game for English. Classical's got one more that they have to make up. They have a game against Chelsea here. This being Tuesday, they'll play Thursday afternoon. They knock it deep. Glasgow trying to get there, and they do. They wind up with it. They throw it out in front. The shot blocked by the defense. It never got to Alvarez. Also, a great job hustling to get it. They set up the shot, and outstanding defense. I don't know if that was O'Valley. It was Abdelrahman Rahman. Danny Lopez pushing it up. Almost like a handoff. And we got a body going down at the 20-yard line. And English is going to get a free kick. I was just about to say, he was looking up to see where the play went, and then when he saw that the goalie, Alvarez, had the play, he went down, but he got right back up again. The free kick is going to come right around the 20-yard line. And let's see who takes it. They're setting up where the English picket fence has to set up. And they're ready. And they boot it way up and out of play. Substitutions for both teams. They got a lot of foot into that one and drilled it high, wide, and almost out to Maple Street. Haskell trying to knock it deep. Tip. Avali takes it away and knocks it upfield. To the near side, Lopez with it. Tipping it out in front, Glasgow knocks it away. Danny Lopez winds up with it. Back to Flores. Tipped away nicely by Glasgow. And then tipped away nicely by a volley with a sliding poke. And Classical takes it back. Back checking by English takes it away and knocks it out into the Classical bench area. They dropped it off. Classical's looking to walk in, trying to center it. Blocked by the defense, and then they get a shot off. And it went off the side of the net. And I think they're calling it tipped by English because Classical's going to get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. They slice it away, and Lopez makes sure it goes even further away. That's Gomez Lopez. Bodies go down. Moreland was going to put it in play. He'll give it. Villanueva was going to put it in play. He gives it to Flores. Ligotti got a foot on it. A volley knocked it away. English coming up with it, trying to walk in. Glasgow does a nice job of forcing him away. They get a foot on it and knock it away. Looked like he was going to break in and get a good shot. Glasgow defense caught up and knocked it away, and English will get a corner kick coming from the far side. English knocked it out. Back and forth we go. Classical finally gets it, and they're going to call for taking English down. Kenny Lopez wound up on his back. And the shot will come from almost dead center from the 25-yard line. Now they're going to push it back to the 30. And Lopez will take it. Halfway through and counting as he gets a heavy foot. Knocks it over everything out of play. Alvarez will kick it away. Headed upfield. English lets it go out and quickly throw it in. Carry down the far side. Bodies going down. They're calling it off English. They tip it deep. English is there to pick it off. English starts it back. English been a little more aggressive here in the second half. First half was mostly Classical keeping in the English end. English has had it quite a bit in the Classical end as the body goes down. I think English is going to get another free kick. After the discussion, Oscar will make a substitution. Just inside the 10-yard line from a tough angle. They line drive it, it got tipped and out, and Eagles will now get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. Popped up in front. And Glasgow pushes it away. They headed away first and then kicked it away. McCarty's pass is picked off. They knock it deep. Flores is there to pick it off. And he lost it out of play. Now they're saying Glasgow knocked it out. Flores will put it in play. Knocked away from Flores, but it wound up right on the foot of Villanueva. Back checking from English took away, but they fell down and lost it. And now English lets it go. They collect. Lacardi tips it and gets it back. And gets knocked out by Glasgow. Still 0-0. As they battle back and forth, Glasgow trying to take it away. English comes away with it. And he blew the whistle for contact and a takedown, and English will get the free kick. They wait a while to blow the whistle. "15 minutes and counting left in this Greater Boston battle as we reach just about 15 minutes left. We're going to get a timeout. Out in front, rolling around, nobody could get a foot on it. Glasgow finally knocked it away. It was loose. Everybody trying to get a foot on it right in front of the net. Glasgow finally got a foot on it and knocked it out. They'll gladly give English a corner kick rather than give them a goal. Coming from the far side. English got a head on it. That was Pablo Lopez. He popped it right to the net, and Alvarez was able to make the save. It was a good header. Just a little pop-up was an easy save for Alvarez. He hasn't had to make any big saves. He's had to make a couple from long range. Nothing really heavy, as opposed to Cardona for English, who's made 3 outstanding saves to keep it 0-0. Glasgow knocking it deep. They collect. All he could do was try to center it. He was going away. It was looked like it was going to go out of play. And all he could do was try to center it. I think that was Chacon. Shot blocked out in front, and that's Avali, who's been outstanding defensively. Danny Lopez has it taken away. Broken up. And gets knocked out by Flores. Can't get the shot off. Broken up. Glasgow breaks it up, and they knock it back the other way. Avali got a head on it. Long and deep and out of play. Substitutions again for both teams. The crowd has dwindled, but there's still a pretty good sized group, if you will, here, as it becomes a much later night than anybody expected. Down the far side, they pushed it. Glasgow let it go. And Alvarez will get to kick it away. Body's going down right in front of the English bench. Glasgow will get the free kick. McCarty got a head on it. And knocked upfield. Glasgow knocks it back. And it's popped way up in the air, all the way back. English almost got it at the 10-yard line. That was a kick and a half by Abdul Rahman. And it goes into the Glasgow bench area. English will get the throw in. 10 minutes and counting left in his scoreless intercity battle. We mentioned last game of the year for English. Glasgow has a makeup game. There was a night back earlier where they had 3 games canceled because of the heat. It was so hot. As we're looking at a player down back at the Glasgow 10-yard line. The heat was so bad they were calling games off everywhere. And they called a triple header off. And one of those games was Glasgow against Chelsea. And they'll play it on Thursday night. So Glasgow has one more night. So they're working on the player. He's getting up. That was an English player way back at the Glasgow 10-yard line. So with just under 10 minutes left, the player looks like he's okay. He's walking off the field. And it's Pablo Lopez. He's a going concern for English. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going up and down the field, looking for those long passes, trying to get involved. Winds up going down on the turf quite a lot. So, seemed like he was okay walking off. They kick it deep. Alvarez came out of the net, but then he had to hustle back because I don't know if it was Vargas or Barrios. They were hustling back and kicking it out. English trying to walk in. Knocked away. English went down. They were looking for a call. They don't get it. They try to tip it ahead. Flores picked it off. Licardi with it. Coelho was out of bounds. Substitutions for Classical if they let him in. And with 8:35 left in this nightcap, they're going to call another timeout. Strange timeout. 0-0, just over 8 minutes left. They had just had a timeout, and they call another one. I guess they don't know I have to get home and get to bed. I'm way past my bedtime. It went out, and they're calling it off Classical. Quickly putting in play was Romero. Classical took it away, and Classical knocked it out. Just kicked it out. Classical's trying to get around English. They can't. English knocks it out. Classical will get a corner kick. We mentioned they tied in the city tournament way back when. English defeated Classical in their other regular season GBL game. Out in front, tipped around. Classical thought it went out of play. Cardona again getting it done. Bouncing around, loose. Cardona got to it quickly, and now I think that's Barrios knocking it out of play. Classical finally knocks it deep. Abdurrahman is there to knock it away. Danny Lopez takes the shot. That was ticketed. It just went over the top crossbar. A perfect kick, almost perfect kick by Lopez. He got it over the head of Alvarez. Alvarez went as high as he could, and it just maybe 6 inches over the crossbar and out of play. That close to giving English what could probably be a 1-0 win because a goal is going to be. Knocked out by Classical. English trying to center it. Pops it up. English threw it out in front. They knocked it over the net. They saved it from going out. They threw it in front and sitting inside the 5-yard line all by himself. And he knocked it up over the net and out of play. I think that was Coelho. Right out in front. Alvarez was over by the far post where the ball was coming from. And a great pass. They worked greatly. They saved it from going out. They flipped it out in front. And they were there with almost the entire net to just knock it home. And they chipped it over the net. We're in the final 5 minutes and counting as Alvarez chips it out of play. Let's go with the throw-in as we wind this one down. McCarty picked it off, and he knocks it deep, and Klasko knocks it back the other way. McCarty picks off the loose ball, gets it to Angel on the near side. They kick it upfield. McCarty again. He was trying to kick it upfield. It went over the head of Klasko. English came up with it. Walking in, looking to take the shot, and again, they knock it up over everything. That's been the norm for English all night. With the one exception, Danny Lopez's shot that just missed. They've been getting everything. So that last one when they were wide open in front of the net and chipped it high, not over the net, but high over the net. As Alvarez kicks it away. Put away by Romero. They tip it to the far side. Klasko knocks it away. McCarty with it. Popped up. They're going to get Romero for taking the Klasko player down. He slid, made a nice play to keep the ball in play and then grabbed him. And I'm not sure what's they're calling. The official who was not on the play across the field is coming all the way across to tell his fellow official to give Romero a yellow card. The official right on the play just signaled Klasko's free kick. The official clear across field came running across and said, no, yellow card. as Classical boots it away. Pop straight up and out of play. Bodies go down. Liccardi will get to kick it away. And again, there can't be a lot of time left. Oscar knocks it back. And English knocks it back the other way. Looking for a break. I think that's Barrios with a over-the-shoulder kick, knocking it downfield. Looked like English might walk in if they got that pass. Glasgow breaking it up. English coming back. Pass a little bit behind. They take the shot. Alvarez makes the easy save. And all we're doing is waiting for the official to blow the whistle now. And we're going to wind up with 0-0. Parties go down as the ball goes out. English trying to hustle. They got a corner kick coming up from the far side. Time winding down in this one on a long night at Manning Field. Out in front, Classical heads it away. English couldn't get control of it. Classical blocks a would-be shot. And Classical knocks it out of play. Classical boots it out. And we got a Classical player down. And while we do this, we'll mention the seniors one more time. For Classical, Donovan Barrios and David France Jr. Leroy. For English, Danny Lopez, Axel Velasquez, Vincent Adjiafer, Diego Arivalo. Those are the seniors. We wish them the best in their future endeavors, whatever they do. They've had great careers. They're finishing up. And it's now here at senior night that they understand that we're just about over. We're finishing high school. We're moving on. There may be somebody that moves on and play maybe college soccer. Some may go to the service. Some may look to get a job. Whatever they do, we wish them well and success. They've represented their school very well. They're throwing the ball in. I expect them to throw the ball in and blow the whistle. They move it back to throw it in again. Blocked and knocked out by Classical. It's a very long 5 minutes. Classical heads it away. English trying to get a kickoff. Liccardi boots it up. He got it up, got it to the net. Alvarez made the save. We had Liccardi's kick. We had Danny Lopez's kick that just, inches over the top crossbar. We've had Cardona for English made 3 or 4 huge saves. The goalies have been the difference, but especially Cardona for English. That save by Alvarez, it wasn't a hard save. It was just a little pop, but it was testy. But Cardona made some saves that were really difficult. And kept Plaskill off the board. It goes out off English. And before they can throw it in, they blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So we started dead even, and we end dead even. It's the second time between these two teams. Once in the City Series. Glasgow will have one more left when they play Chelsea. Again, Cardona was the difference for English in that he made some 3 or 4 outstanding saves that robbed Glasgow, that could have got Glasgow the win. Alvarez had to make that last save off Liccardi was a little pop-up that he made. He didn't have to make any difficult saves, but he had to make some. And that Danny Lopez kick that was inches away, it just went over the top crossbar, and that was the closest that English came all night. Glasgow had a couple. Cardona was outstanding in net, and nothing to choose between these two intercity rivals. Glasgow, still, they've got one more game to try and get their one win of the season. They'll take on Chelsea on Thursday. English finishes up with their couple of wins. They played very well. They lost a couple of tough games. They had a pretty good year, and they finish up this one as we started even, and we end even. 0-0, English and Glasgow, after this intercity battle on what I call Thanksgiving in October. So 0-0, English and Glasgow. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.